Hello there. Today I watched the first 2 episodes of the show Secret Invasion, and now I want to give you my first impressions of it. This is going to be a spoiler-free review, but I am going to talk about elements of the show's structure and production as well as the actor's performance. Secret Invasion takes place in the Marvel Universe after the events of the Blip. Nick Fury returns to Earth at the behest of Maria Hill and Talos. They tell him that a group of Skrulls has become radical and is planning an attack on Moscow. Nick Fury teams up with the two of them and they quickly uncover a conspiracy much larger than just a bombing. This season is about Nick and Talos taking on this group of radical Skrulls and also shows things from the Skrulls' perspective. The series was created by Kyle Bradstreet and is based on an old comic book line by Marvel. The first 2 episodes were directed by Ali Selim and star Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, Olivia Colman as MI6 agent Sonya Falsworth, Emilia Clarke as Gaia, daughter of Talos, and Kingsley Ben-Adir as the series' antagonist Gravik. As with all Marvel products, there are also a number of cameos from different members of the MCU. They're actually a lot more substantial than I expected, and one of them introduced a major consequence into the story early that was surprising. The show is a basic spy thriller with Nick Fury and his assorted group of allies running around and trying to uncover any details they can about the Skrull conspiracy. It starts off with a bang and introduces us to the idea that any and every one of our favorite human MCU characters might be a Skrull sleeper agent. It then sets off on its first mission trying to stop an attack in Russia. We see the story unfold through a few different characters' eyes. There are 5 main perspectives: Nick Fury, Talos, Gaia, Sonya Falsworth, Gravik, and then a few guest perspectives for each episode. Each perspective gives us a different part of the story with a lot of nuance being added to the mix that muddies everything up. The writing doesn't totally make sense because there are a lot of logical leaps that happen without explanation. Moments where the humans get a weird feeling about someone and they just happen to be a Skrull, or how they even stumbled onto this conspiracy in the first place. None of it is well explained, but it is exciting. There's lots of action and drama with each episode revealing a new twist. The twists involve large conspiracies, and the show in general plays on the idea of not being able to trust anyone because they could be a Skrull in disguise. The cast is fairly large and includes a lot of big name actors who are doing an impressive job. Some of the extras are getting an opportunity to shine, and even the guest appearances are quite extensive and give the actors a chance to add something to their roles. Most of the show is drama driven, so the cast is doing big impressionable characters with standouts like Olivia Colman as Sonya Falsworth, Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, and Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury. Notable guest appearances were Don Cheadle as Rhodey, Kobe Smulders as Maria Hill, and Martin Freeman as Agent Ross. Olivia Colman plays a ruthless MI6 agent who's taken on the task of finding and destroying the Skrull extremist group. She's old friends with Fury and offers him a friendly reminder to stay out of her way. She seems to take pleasure in toying with others and doesn't shy away from torture. Ben Mendelsohn is a heartbroken former Skrull general that is trying to hold on to his dream for a better future. He plays it in a tragic way, trying to believe in and protect his friends, but ending up disappointed in the people around him. He's willing to take on the world, and Mendelsohn plays the emotional moments well. Samuel Jackson's Fury is a quick-witted and ruthless person who always has a plan, or at least he was. Now he's a shadow of his former self, and trying to come to terms with everything that has happened has left him confused. He still jokes around a lot, but now he's more secretive, less trusting, and a lot quicker to anger. No line goes uncrossed with him. Together they make a pretty compelling spy thriller that leaves you wanting to know more. Visually, the show is fairly basic in its design and subpar in a few areas. It does have a wide variety of sets and locations, as well as some decent action sequences though. It's a basic spy drama with a bit of action every 20 minutes. The drama is back and forth style editing, with conversations usually taking place in a fancy location but not doing anything with the space. It's just a couple of people talking in a tense atmosphere. The action sequences are fast paced with a lot of choppy editing and sped up stunts. There are a few fights, a chase scene, and an explosion. They're fun and add quite a bit of excitement to the show with how brutal they are. Unfortunately, the camera shakes the entire time. It's distracting and stands out like a sore thumb. The lighting is also quite dark and grim for most of it. There are a lot of sequences where it is difficult to make everything out, and the actors almost fade into the darkness. Sound-wise, there is music and it tries to match the atmosphere of what's going on, but the music is highly generic and just doesn't have much of an impact. They use music a lot throughout the show. It backs the action sequences, the emotional moments, and even the transitions have music. It's all background instrumentals with only a few notes repeated on a loop. They evoke the right emotions, but they tend to fade into the background after a few seconds. They then continue to drone on until the atmosphere changes. At times the music is too loud and overpowers the dialogue, and at others it's barely noticeable it's so quiet. The mixing just wasn't good in general. Overall, I enjoyed Secret Invasion because the plot is based on an interesting premise, and the actors are doing a great job. They have a lot of room to grow with the visuals and soundtrack, and they're not exactly trying anything new here, but it was a fun spy thriller. 6 out of 10. And remember, these are just my thoughts on the show. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Bye-bye!